am power, I am the source. I am a magnetic energy force. Everything I want aligns by choice. I am power, I am the source. I am power, I am divine. Everything I seek is already mine. I'm the light, I'm the cause. I am a magnetic energy force. I don't wait for the world to see what's already alive in me. I don't chase, I create. Every moment I radiate. Faith on repeat, peace in my sound. Everything I lost comes back around. Flow like water, move like fire. Every step takes me higher. No more fear, I release. I'm alive with infinite peace. When I trust, I receive what I imagine I achieve. I am the source, I am a magnetic energy force. Everything I want aligns by choice. I am power, I am the source. I am power, I am divine. Everything I seek is already mine. I'm the light, I'm the cause. I am a magnetic energy force. My words create, my thoughts ignite. I move with rhythm, I move with light. Every dream obeys my tone. Every vision becomes my own. I rest, I rise, I trust my flow. Everything I touch will grow. Abundance comes inside my chest. I'm chosen, I'm led, I'm blessed. I am one with the stars and the sea. The universe moves through me. I am power, I am peace. My blessings never cease. I'm the flame and the calm. Every storm becomes my song. I am center, I am source. I'm a magnetic energy force. I am power, I am light. Every shadow turns to right. I am source, I'm alive. Every blessing comes in time. I am strong, I'm the proof. Energy bends to my truth. I am a magnetic energy force, baby. I am power, I am peace, I am the source, the energy flows through me.
Immortal. Yo. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets, peep it. I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming, 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. That shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating, feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From from the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I read Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all averages like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Peace and great dawning to all. Thank you very much for showing up for yourselves and for the universe this morning. You have embarked upon the aligning with the evolving cycles of time, knowledge empowerment session. And we definitely welcome you into the space. Please indicate in the chat, if you don't mind, where you're coming in from, what your kin number is, and all that good stuff. Let us know that you are with us. Ashe, ashe, and asheo. And the question for today's session is, have you defined your art of living? Your facilitators are going to be yours truly, Priestess Mutma'a Nefer Habibullah, Moon Goddess Ambrosia, Kin 181, none other than our High Priestess Ma'at M. Ma'akaru. Amen. Ooh, we got somebody coming in from the Atlantis. Welcome, Kin 25. And then we also have we're here every single Friday on Silio at 7:30 a.m. Eastern within this year of the yellow resonant seed. I hope that you all have been planting some things going throughout this year and growing some things throughout this year. As we are here on the yellow self-existing star Kin 108. Give thanks. I am, as I stated before, Priestess Mutma'a Nefer Habibullah, Kin 178, the white solar mirror. I pulse, I live, I breathe, I move and have my being in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and I am guided by the power of timelessness. Ashe, ashe, and asheo. And we have our prayer of the 7 galactic directions to present to you this dawning. Please hold yourselves attentive as we go through.
From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may see all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum hunabku, eva maya e maho. Ayum hunabku, evam maya e maho. Ayum Hunab Ku Evam Maya E Ma Ho.
Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. We are the Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes, and our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and the remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Every single Sunday, we have a melanin frequency vigil, which has been transmitting since the fall equinox of 2019. We are, during this time, as well as every single plasma going forward, the Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. And we are here in the year of divine unity. Our frequency for this year is we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. Third time to seal and imprint it in our hearts and in our minds. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. And we meet, as I stated, every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here on the within the red serpent wave spell, and this wave spell is based on the 260-day sacred cycle, and we are on Kin 108. Happy galactic return, Rachel Dawn. Self-existing star. She's the most amazing star that I know of. And she is supported, or all Kin 108 on this plasma are supported by their spiritual guide, as you see up above, the Kin 4, the yellow seed, supported with the physical body to the right, the blue monkey, Kin 251. She's supported, or Kin 108 is supported also by my daughter, Kin 238, the white self-existing mirror. And then below her emotional body is supported by Kin 153, the red planetary Skywalker. And our affirmation for this plasma, if you would please read this with me. The very last line, we are going to read it last, okay? The first for 5 lines, we'll read them 3 times with I, you, and we. Ashe. I define in order to beautify, measuring art. I seal the store of elegance with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of flowering. Back up to the top. You define in order to beautify, measuring art. You seal the store of elegance with the self-existing tone of form. You are guided by the power of flowering. Now, collective we define in order to beautify, measuring art. We seal the store of elegance with the self-existing tone of form. We are guided by the power of flowering. Now, the last line. We are a galactic activation portal. Let's fill it in with all that power in order to define that and beautify, measuring art, storing elegance with the self-existing tone of form as we are in and by the power of flowering into me, into you, into us, into we. Ashe. We have here within this red serpent wave spell 13 archetypes that we go through, right? We move through the red serpent wave spell, which is also considered the current of life force, instinct, and awakening. And so within this energy, it reminds us to be alive, and that to be alive is to feel, is to sense, and is to know the body. Y'all imagine a serpent crawling on the ground. They feel all the vibrations, right? And so through this wave spell, we're going to rise through each and every single one of these 13 tones, okay? As we shape our consciousness into form. So the concept of the wave spell is basically to help us understand the sequence and the importance of 13. 13 plasmas, we like to say, not days, because we are not walking around in the days, right? All this on a larger scale than what's right in front of us. And in spite of modern superstitions, you know, the 13 is actually a sacred number. You know that, right? And our body actually has 13 joints. I love it when Mama Tahita, Ken 25, take us through the tones within our bodies when we do that, those movements. And then we have, with that, the physical expressions of movement, 13, y'all. And so there are also 13 moons within the solar cycle, each single solar year, right? And so each season, know this, also is encompassed with 13 weeks. So we're in the red serpent. Kin 105 is what we started with, that first one, which brings us our purpose, Ashe. And it actually is identifying our purpose for these 13 plasmas. Then the next one, Kin 106, the lunar war bridger, is identifying our challenges during this wave spell. Then we have the electric, we have the electric hand, Kin 107, identifying our service. Kin 108 today, that is our yellow self-existing star, bringing us the form. It is our focus for this plasma, the energy that we are walking in. And this is actually the tone that is defining and measuring and beautifying our structure. So here is where we want to make sure we are setting our intentions and becoming the art that we are. That we art. How about that? The art that we art. I like that. Uh and then we have the Kin 109, the red overtone moon, bringing in our radiance. Kin 110, the white rhythmic dog, representing equality for us during this wave spell. We have Kin 111, the blue resonant monkey, setting the attunement for just putting it all in check, right? Giving that balance right dead smack in the center of the 13. And then we have Kin 112, the yellow galactic human, representing our integrity. And I like to say harmony as well, because our high priestess is a galactic kin as well. And that she does bring us harmony, Ashe. Then we have the red solar skywalker, Kin 113, setting the intention. And then we have the 10th tone, Kin 114, the white planetary wizard, bringing in manifestation of everything that we built up upon from the beginning of this wave spell. And then we have the spectral eagle, the blue spectral eagle, Kin 115, bringing in that liberation into all that energy that we've put in and put out. Ashe. Then we have Kin, the 12th tone, Kin 116, the yellow crystal warrior, bringing about a level of cooperation for all that we have endured and all that we are about to bring into fruition as we enter into tone 13, Kin 117, the red cosmic earth, showing us our presence. Ashe. So as we move through the wave spell, I want y'all to remember that each tone is not separate. We are in this like Ubuntu, in Lakesh Alakin. It is a living rhythm within each and every one of us. I am a you, I am a me, I am a us, I am a we, right? And so today, anchored in, as we are anchored in the yellow self-existing star, make sure that not only you feel invited, but you are inviting in order to shape your life as a sacred art measured by your perfection, our perfection, but only through alignment, through beautification, and through defining every single intention you make this plasma in and of itself. All right. So, as we stated before, what am I creating and does it reflect our highest design? Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So, we also have here looking at our Zocan calendar. I don't know if we have any new people in the space. If you have ever seen this, definitely tone in or tune into it. If you notice right to the green squares, I don't have an arrow, so I'm not able to point, but you'll see that Kin 108 is actually squared off. Today we want to make sure that we are aligning with this sacred structure here, because we are actually in our past portals right now. And so within this 260 plasma Zocan cycle, where we have 13 galactic tones, and we just went over those. And we also have, if you see down to the left side of the Zocan, we have the 20 solar seals. So 13 times 20 equals, as you see, 260 sacred days of living consciousness. That's what we're doing. We're all living consciousness. And this cycle is not just, it's not just a calendar, y'all. It is actually a map of life. And you've heard high priestess, we've all heard high priestess say, you know that 260 days usually spans out to 9 moons, right? Or 9 months, which is the time frame of incarnation. So from conception to actual birth. So within this, we're mapping out our life, our whole mind, and our spirit, uniting what is above as well as what is below us in rhythm, in tandem, in harmony. So the solar seals are not just symbols. Y'all got to keep that in mind. They're not just something that you just flash up, right? They are frequencies of whole being, each one representing a quality of life that is actually forces within us all. So what we are receiving, we are putting it out, each and every single one of these plasmas, or within each and every single one of these kins. So through them, we are going through the dragon, which is the first, bringing us birth, nurture, and being; the wind, spirit and communication; night, the night, which is the third archetype, our dream and our abundance; the seed, flowering, awareness, and growth; the serpent, all right, which is the life force, instinct, and that's the wave spell that we're in, remember; the world bridger, bringing us death, opportunity, and surrendering to anything that does not serve us. The hand, the healing is where we are receiving that through the hand, the knowing and accomplishments in our journeys. And then today we are on the star, bringing us beauty, art, and elegance. I could go through every one of them, but I want to make sure we are saving good time for the rest of the session. But make sure, if you haven't already, downloaded the app for the 1320 so you can keep up with each and every single 260 as we go through, as well as the 13 moon calendar. Each seal, keep this in mind, is it's like a living instructor, a living master teacher within us. We're all master teachers, all right, developing into our wholeness, guiding how we breathe, guiding how we move, guiding the things, how we choose things, and how we love, and literally how we evolve. Okay. So making sure that we're walking in that, and through the activation portals within this Zocan calendar, everything that you see that's green, this is a special point, like I was stating before, that we are in our past portals, right? 10 days is what it encompasses, and these are the gateways between dimensions where the veil begins to open and thin out, okay, and our awareness has the opportunity to be heightened. All right. So during these portal days, we want to make sure you keep these I want to say portal plasmas. Let me stop saying days, y'all. During these portal plasmas, energy is amplified. If you ain't felt it yet, because we've already began, um just release and let it in. Intuition becomes sharper, our synchronicities are increased, a lot of stuff begins to happen, and our multidimensional insights become accessible. All right. So making sure that we're setting those intentions is key, and that you're literally walking through it, breathing through it, being all about it. These are those moments when the earth itself is actually receiving what we're saying during the portal days, portal plasmas. And here we are able to allow our consciousness to be, just be, all right, as we await and attune to what we are expecting in our journeys. Ashe, ashe, and ashe. Oh, so now we're gonna move into our next slide, our moon. Let's get into this. So our moon, if you're in the Greganum cycles, you just need to know it's artificial time. We, like here in Mimic, are operating through natural time, which is the rhythm with the 13 moon calendar. And the 13 moon calendar actually consists of 28 days even across the board, which each equals up to 364. And we know Greg and them have the 365, right? So that 365th plasma is what we call the day out of time, right? So we use that as a day to reflect, a day to resolve, a day to release, and a day to celebrate what our next solar cycle is going to be. And that's every single year on July the 25th. Okay, so here we have 4 heptads, right? Heptads, we say instead of weak because there's nothing weak about what we do. So these are the cycles of creation that we're going through, and High Priestess is going to be breaking that down soon with them 13 tones. Each week carries a power, or basically a stage of transformation that we go through each heptad. All right, y'all excuse me when those those other words come out. Doing everything to, this is my first time in a long time doing the opening for this, but yes, I will get back into that flow. Week one, which is the red heptad. It is about initiating knowledge and view. And this is where everything actually begins, and our vision is born, and awareness actually it begins to awaken. On week two, the white heptad, we are in refining stages, okay, where our humility and meditation heightens, where now we this is where we get the party started. How about that? We begin to listen, we begin to surrender, and then we might even align during this moment, this heptad of refining. And then on week three, the blue heptad, um that's the transformation stage, where patience begins to form our conduct in any and everything that we face, from all that we have initiated and all that we have refined. And so this is the actual movement heptad. This is when you making stuff happen, and the transformation actually begins to move through the actions that we do. And then on the yellow heptad, we have where this is where we're ripening, and we're bringing in, we're receiving, we're reaping the things that we've sown throughout the other heptads, right? That's the power that we've built up, the energies that we've built up, the fruit that we've planted and harvested. All of that is ready for the taking and the receiving during this ripening stage. So here is now where we could say the energy matures and it becomes wisdom. It becomes manifested. It becomes fruitful and beneficial to our wholeness. Ashe. But we also have the 7 plasmas I want to share with y'all. Each day is not just, you know, Dali, Celi, Gamma, Cali, Alpha, Limi, Silio. I did a song on that, right? But these are our frequencies of consciousness moving through each and every one of us, each plasma of the heptad. We did, I don't know if I said this already, but we say plasmas instead of days because we are not walking around in a days. Ashe. I love it how Ken 173, the Skywalker, um, educated me on that when I first came into Mimic. But Dali represents our crown, all right? And all the chakras are represented within our corpus callosum in our brain, right? In our mind. And this is the target plasma, where we really begin to feel the heat of our existence at the beginning of the heptads. So then we have Celi, the next heptad, which is our root, is paralleled with our root chakra, bringing us flow in what we're doing with the luminic forces. Okay, here we begin to see the light. Then we have the gamma. Gamma is our third eye, and it pacifies any areas that may be up, roughing up in within us. So within this, we might feel some heat waves within the luminic thermic zones of our mind. And here we attain the power of peace. This is where you gain the power of peace. Okay. Then we have Kali, which is parallel with our sacral chakra, establishing any and everything to help catalyze that agent right then in that spot, catalyzing that light heat within. Then we have the alpha, which is our throat, parallel with our throat chakra, releasing all those double extended electrons, okay? Releasing that into the ultimate sphere. Ashe. Then we have Limi. The solar plexus is what it is parallel to, purifying those mental electrons. Is being purified. And here we consume what we call dualistic thoughts of food, the things that are feeding us our levels of intelligence, our the foods that we're eating to build our blood cells in our bodies, and also the food that we're feeding our mind and the food that we're feeding our souls, each and every plasma that we're coming here into aligning with the cycles. Then last but not least, our Silio, which is parallel to the heart chakra, discharging everything, all right, that don't serve us. Those mental electron neutrons that are literally at the center of our core, the center of earth that we are. Ashe, this role is what helps us to accomplish our goals in life. So bringing it all in with this 28-day moon, when we live by this calendar, I want y'all to keep in mind, this is where we begin to notice things happening. This is where life becomes predictable, where you can use your telepathic abilities to know what's coming ahead of time. Ooh, that part. But expansive in the experience. So you can literally show forth the wisdom, especially within that last heptad, right? You know when to begin, you know when to reflect, you know when to transform, and when to receive. This is how we moving, y'all. We're moving not under pressure, but in flow. When we live, move, have our being by this sacred calendar. And so with that, let's put in the respect to our yellow self-existing star by reading the BMU. Do we have any stars in the space today? Is Ken 108 here? Do we have any stars that would be on that would honor us with their voice to read? Yay, nay, teach. Okay. All right. Thank you for putting the link in the chat. I appreciate that. Do we have any stars in the space? All right. Nobody's responding. I'm going to go ahead, read this out to us. Because the star is my challenge, I'm definitely honored. And because I love Kid 108, I'm definitely honored to read this today. So y'all get in space, take a deep breath with me. I need this because I got a big smile on my face. The yellow star archetype, the 8th archetype, also known as the artist. Oh, you're here. Click that link, sis. Can you come up and read? Ooh, I'd love to hear your voice this dawning. Are you available to read? The link is in the chat. Yes. Yes. Silio. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I just need you to click on the link that's been put in the chat and join us here on the platform so we can hear your melodious voice, goddess. And happy galactic return. Ashe to that. Y'all put that up in the chat now. Can't say it enough. Don't make me start busting out with my song. Y'all know my song. Yes, only Rachel Reed. Who said that, Mama T? Come on up here, sis. Ashe. I know your mic is open, but I'm not hearing your voice yet.
Oh, peace and love, family. Can you hear
There
me
you
now?
are. Yes. Go right ahead.
Okay. I am the artist coded by the yellow star. 8 is my number that opens my gate. Resonant frequencies are my palette to harmonize according to the deepest impulses of the universe. Dare to be beautiful. I am the elegance of enlightenment. Through my art, I color your world. I am the rainbow in your day and the moon glow in your night. I am the artist. Everything I do originates from the stars. Star being, star child, star singer is my name. I am the galactic chord resounding from the cosmic key. I invent the songs and recite the cosmic key that travels the ever expanding harmonics. To know me is to ride the endless song back to the master artist of all creation. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe. Ooh, give thanks, sister. Give thanks. I appreciate that. And my heart is lifted. Oh, thank you so much for gracing us with your energy this dawning. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Y'all, she sang that, didn't she? Yes, she did. She sang that. Ashe. Enjoy your plasma, sister. Happy galactic return to you. Happy galactic return to you. Happy galactic return, Kin 108. Happy galactic return to you. Peace and love. All right. Announcements we have coming up next. Y'all, please stand attuned. Get your pens and papers out, your notebooks out, all that good stuff that you need to put it out and know where to show up at. All right, let's do this. Let's see, where are you?
Love on yourself, all by you. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by you. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by you. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Ain't nothing like knowing that you the shit. Walk in the room and peep their energy switch. Yeah, like how he get that bag like that, and how he keep the baddest ting by the hip. I need to join a frequent flyer program, cause you know I can't let her take a trip. Touchdown, kill the show and then I dip. Up now and I know they looking sick. Had to chase the bill with me, but you wasn't on your shit. No, and it ain't my fault that you never found your place. I can't hold no dead weight, Too much abundance on my plate, And we shooting for the stars. I've been working on my aim, Learning how to play the game. On the track, I do my thing. I just gotta say, before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by.
all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Ain't nothing like knowing that you the shit. Walk in the room and peep their energy switch. Yeah, like how he get that bag like that, and how he keep the baddest ting by the hip. I need to join a frequent flyer program, cause you know I can't let her take a trip. Touchdown, kill the show and then I dip. Up now and I know they looking sick. Had a chance to build with me, but you wasn't on your shit. No, and it ain't my fault that you never found your place. I can't hold no dead weight, Too much abundance on my plate, And we shooting for the stars. I've been working on my aim, Learning how to play the game. On the track, I do my thing. I just gotta say, before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, you know. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by.
All right. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning to the announcements. I hope y'all noticed 13 Tones of Creation are coming. Make sure you go to melanatedimmortals.com. I'm sure High Priestess might be saying a little bit more about that momentarily, give you a little bit more detail on it. However, that is the space you want to make sure that you are in yesterday. All right. So go to melanatedimmortals.com to register today. Ashay. So now we are here where we're about to get amplified with our purpose, with our oracle reader, none other than Priestess Initiate, Moon Goddess Ambrosia. She is Ken 181, the red crystal dragon. She's coming forward to bring our oracle reading for this plasma. Stay tuned. Oh, y'all can take notes on this too.
Divine blessings, everyone. I am Moon Goddess Ambrosia, the Fifth Force Oracle, and I am here to share the cosmic oracle reading of evolution for the collective. I definitely want to start by giving a shout out to High Priestess, Ma'at, Brother Akil, the entire priesthood, all of Mimic, and all of those that support Synchronistic Human and are a part of Synchronistic Human. So shout out to Nabzaharka, Ashe, and Tatiana. And also shout out to those that support Moon Goddess and the Healing Arts. I definitely am grateful to be on this journey, evolving with you all and growing as a community to really create some beautiful shifts in our experiences. So I am definitely looking forward to getting into this oracle reading here. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. And so to get started, the first thing I would like to do is invite you all to channel the mindset of a synchronaut. When we go through the oracle reading of this plasma, we're going to be focusing on fulfilling our soul's mission. And so, being that we are living expressions of our, or I would say of divine synergy in motion, which is divine. So, I do want us to state our affirmation so we can lock that in, lock in the expression that we incarnated with, our specialty, So As you state your affirmation, allow yourself to really feel the essence of your energy to unlock those codes that's going to give you that information about, well, I'll say the information or insight to fulfill your mission. Okay, so we're going to say, as a living expression of, you're going to say your kin number, its name, and its galactic signature. Okay? All right, so please join me as I state mine. As a living expression of Kin 181, the red crystal dragon, I dedicate in order to nurture, universalizing being. I seal the input of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided. The power of space. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Puts us in resonance with our own signature, and also be able to unify as a whole as we say it together. So I thank all of you for joining me in stating your affirmation. One thing I do want to say is that if you do not know your kin number, definitely feel free to reach out to any one of us in the chat, or if someone can share uh, the link, that would be great too. You will be able to find out your galactic signature. And actually, I'll just say this: if you go to thelawofTime.org / decode, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a / um, it's gonna take you to a page where you can put in your date of birth. Okay, and that is all that you will need, and you will be able to find out your kin number. Okay. All right. So yeah, so go ahead and move forward here, remembering that we're focusing on fulfilling our soul's mission. Okay. All right. So in order to fulfill our soul's mission, we can actually use the Destiny Kin Oracle. This is where I get the oracle reading from cosmic synergy, or our divine synergy as multidimensional beings. The reason why we use this oracle board is because it serves as a meditative tool, or like a compass, for us to connect with our own destiny oracle and also the oracle of plasma. So that helps us with the cycles of evolution. And on Kin 108, we are on the yellow self-existing star. So when we look over on the left, this oracle board is showing the basic template for all 20 of the archetypes. So if we look over and find the yellow star, we can see that it's in uh, we're in the white portion. So if you look at it, you'll mirror. Down we have the blue monkey. Those four archetypes will always be a part of the destiny, will indicate, or can help us identify what spirit guide is going to be. So the spirit guide, if you're looking on the left, the spirit guide will sit in that blank or that empty box that sits of the yellow star. So being that we're on the self-existing tone, that correlates to us that we're being guided by the yellow seed archetype. And so that is why when you look on the right, you will see the yellow seed in the spirit guide position. And so remember when I was talking about being multidimensional and being able to bring together the synergy. This relates to the fact that, we have a spirit that's guiding us. In the center, that represents our soul, our focus. Down below, that represents our emotional body. Then on the left, that represents our it's like it's take us journey or help us get through the journey by strengthening our mindset, being able to see that um, gift within the challenge. The emotional body is the gas in the car, and the physical body is what supports all of this energy in itself, like the internal manifestation or the eternal essence of the energy. And then also external experience that is from moving in that frequency. And so that is the basic template for the kin that we are on for this plasma. So let's take a moment to look at the significance of the star. Every of the holds significance. And so we're going to talk about that in just a second. I do want to mention something here about 108 being a part of red. This is the power of life force that survives instinct to evolve the synchronicities of navigation. So essentially what this means is that we are using the power of our life force to thrive by trusting our instincts so that we can evolve the way that we're navigating through synchronicities. And so the yellow self-existing star comes in as it is the fourth archetype that's a part of, the fourth kin that is a part of us fulfilling that mission. And so the yellow of the name is talking about power that ripens fruit. So we're ripening our so that fruits are. So we jump into the star for the ripening as maturing, right? So we're maturing things by using our power of elegance. It's just like, we are painting a picture by being elegant or moving in that gracefulness to create a beautiful piece of art. And so that is how we produce the fruit. Eventually it's going to be a whole art piece, right? And so the galactic tone that this yellow star um, energy is tapping into is that of the self-existing tone. And this is what defines the form of, what we're getting with the art. Through the process, or I'll say through what we do. We're determining the physical characteristics of something. So it's like talking about the dimensions or the size of something, how much or the quantity of something, and capacity or ability, or the maximum capacity of our abilities. Okay? So the mixed birth affirmation. We can definitely see how exactly this yellow self-existing star is playing a role within this red serpent wave spell. States, you define your life force in order to beautify your navigation by measuring your art. You seal your memory store of elegance with the self. You are guided by the power of flowering. You are a galactic activation portal, defining your life force. You are sealing the store of elegance with the self-existing tone of form, guided by the power of flowering. Enter you. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe life force. This is going to beautify the way that we embody who we are, the essence of who we are. And so let's talk about a few of the lines here that really stands out, that helps us to see what the role of the yellow star is here. So in the first two lines, it says, I define my life force to beautify my navigation by measuring my art.
Okay, looks like we're having it's a bit choppy continuously, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in our high priestess so she can tap into that energy, the message that was coming forward, and bring in what we are here for this day. And yeah, so y'all come on, help me bring this in. I'm sorry we had to, well, no, I'm not sorry. However, at the same time, forgive us for those technical difficulties. Hopefully next heptad, there won't be any interruptions, though. When the frequency is high, y'all, and that's what's going on, we have these interferences, but myself and high priestess are not able to control that at the time because that was a recording. So let us do this. None other than our very own high priestess, Ma'at Makaru. Amen is about to come before us with her cosmic knowledge and spiritual wisdom. It is definitely my honor to introduce her. Any opportunity I get to get on the mic, y'all know I love it. I bask in it because I get to talk about somebody who, you know how they say it takes a village. Well, it also takes a tribe. And to be able to consider high priestess as one of my strong towers in life is amazing, because I don't trust easy. But to be able to look at her, to watch her, to walk with her, to see her in action, to really be in the know of the words that come out of her mouth, or words that I can say are truth, for real, for real, for real. And be it a vision, be it a dream, be it a action, an intention, she's definitely a leader. And she's definitely a spiritual guide. I know I can call her at any given time and say, all right, this just hit me. And by her telling me, hey, anything that come out of your mouth is something that needs to be heard, for her to literally help me to see the value in myself, not to question, the worth of what we are incarnated to be, and for me to be able to help somebody else do the same thing. Paying it forward really is what she does. And so y'all have definitely tapped into the right space at the right time. Continue to grow and evolve in who you are incarnated to be. So let's do this, y'all. Put it up in the chat. Put it up, put it up, put it up.
Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right. Great dawning, great dawning. Am I being heard?
Yes, you are, goddess. Keep it going.
All right. Give thanks again. Welcome, 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 everyone, and welcome to Aligning with the Cycles. And I thank you so much for being here this dawning. Thank you so much, Priestess Moot Ma'at Nefer Habibullah, for all that you do. And, right back to you. We in this together now. So I really do appreciate you. Also, shout out to Moon Goddess Ambrosia. And yes, you should be able to catch that full Oracle reading at 10:10 on her channel. And so you can hear it. Hopefully I don't know what in the technical difficulties we're on, but you should be able to hear that entire reading there. Also, shout out to Brother Akil, who is usually our host here in the dawning. And, he get to take a vacation day, right? He can go somewhere and do some things, right? So we definitely shout him out as well. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I do definitely appreciated having Priestess Moot come in and be the hostess. And I loved her presentation of the basic information. So hopefully if there are new folks here, you were able to pick up some tips and some, got some ahas on some things and stuff like that. Here's the thing. I know that we have just gotten an influx of folks from being on, on the email list, from being on Orisha Stone's channel, who I see is right here. Welcome. Hotep God. Yes. We also were on Orisha Bime, and we'll be back on there with him. Also, Uncle Hank. We've been there. So we've been doing a little traveling, and from there we've gotten some folks that are very interested in learning this cosmology. And so I am going to offer, and I'll talk about it. I'm gonna put it up here real quick so you guys can see it. The 13 tones of creation, and we're gonna take you all the way through. So now, the last time I taught a class live was in 2024. All right. So I'm putting it out here because I've been asked for it. People have been asking for this, but generally, I'm that person. I don't have like a regular set schedule for when I teach. I teach when I'm asked to teach. Usually it's in groups or something like that, but I've had, a number of people asked for this. So we're going to be going over all the archetypes, all the tones, and we're going to show you where you are in your, if you are initiating, if you are refining, if you're transforming, if you are ripening. You're going to find out, as they say, you're going to learn today, right? So we have this, we said 9 to 13 weeks. Why are we saying that? Because we're not sure how long it's going to take, because during the classes is interactive. And sometimes you actually would get a little mini reading. If I'm on your archetype, it depends on how big or how small the class is. So we may have to stretch the information out. So we say 9, 13 weeks, right? So if you guys are interested, like you told me you were, right? You go to melanatedimmortals.com, go to the events page, and you can RSVP there. The class is $260. If you pay all in full, you can do, and if you pay direct, meaning through Zelle or PayPal, it's $222. And I'll even extend it a little further if y'all really, I'd love to see that this class gets full immediately. Don't wait until April 1st. So if you do it today, you can do it for 177. But anyway, just email me or go to the website RSVP, and then we'll get right back to you on all of that stuff. But 9-13 weeks, I'm teaching it directly, and I'll give you I'll let you know what I know about these archetypes and these tones, right? So definitely join in for that if you are interested. All right. So let's get into where we are. Let's see. Let me see. There we go. Thank you. All right. So we are in this really, really, really exciting time where we are going through the portals, right? We're going through these past portals, and this wave spell of the red serpent is very important during this time because it initiates these portals. And we heard Priestess Moot talk about this energy is amplified during this time, right? So if you align with it, or if you are aligning with it, each and every plasma, then you have this extra support. I always like to say this because I don't like to be religious about anything. I know I'm a high priestess. How you a priestess and you ain't religious about nothing? I know, right? It seemed to not make any sense, but right? This is the thing. These cosmologies are here, right? To help us align. We heard Priestess Moo talk about our soul's mission or purpose, right? Being in the species of the divine, being in the species of source in a physical formation, which we call human. That's a purpose right there, right? Because you gotta remember yourself. You gotta remember who you are. And that is exactly what this wave spell is. This is the wave spell of life force. So you are remembering, and we're going to talk about why it's a remembrance, right? You are initiating that remembrance through the past, through you Sankofa. But we're not talking about Sankofa. We're not talking about in the enslavement period. We're not even talking about pyramid building, right? We're talking about direct. Where does our bloodline go? Beyond the physical, we go right to source, right? We go right to source. That's our bloodline. That's our most ancient ancestor. It's the creator or source itself, right? The all, the whole. And so this force of life is saying, remember that, right? Remember who you are beyond these conditions of the world. They are just conditions. They are secondary. You are primary, right? And so as we go through this, let's look here and talk about where we are here. Okay, hold on. Let me do this right here. Okay, so here we go. This cycle, right? If you look right in the middle, this is a perspective of how this 260 spin, this 260 spin is what we call it, is broken down, right? The divine life cycles of the Zokin. And so we broke it down into 5 cycles. The first cycle was the new birth, a new being, a new paradigm, right? And we basically saw how that works out for us, right? New birth, we nurtured a new way of being. We stood beyond time. We put it into we accomplished that in our avatar. We remembered, right? And then we said we're gonna live an enlightened life, right? number 2 says, all right, but guess what? How you gonna live in that light, right? You gotta have a prophecy. Right? What's your prophecy? Who you be with? Where you be going, right? What's the prophecy? Let's see. What's your destiny? And so that was the cycle that we just completed. Right? Where now we have this divine prophecy where we explored more and more about ourselves. Because why? Because we just came out of being a new being, a new paradigm. We had a paradigm shift. And so now we are awakened to more. Let me give you an example of what that worked, what that looks like. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this, right? If there's anyone on here who has been practicing or working on any of your natural abilities, right? We're supposed to have metaphysical abilities, right? There are people who have you seen the videos of the people who practice telekinesis, right? They have one. I've seen there's a sister who does it. I remember when she was practicing, this was many years ago, right? She would have something lightweight. Why? Because the mind says you got to practice with something lightweight, right? So she was practicing with like aluminum foil or a foam cup or empty plastic bottles and things like that. And, they moved a little bit. It was just like, I don't know if the wind did that or the air conditioner did it or whatever. And she kept practicing and practicing and practicing, right? But what happened is, over time, now it's clear that she's moving it. It ain't no way she not. Right? Because it is real clear. She move her hand and that thing move. She take her arm and go around and they all fall down. There's no way that was wind. Right? So as we expand, even like with myself, it's my natural abilities are with, of course, I'm spirit, right? I'm the wind, and the wind is the power of spirit and the speaking to. Unfortunately, as a child, they were speaking to me and I was afraid. Right? So the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, all of the whatever, all that stuff, right? Those are my natural abilities. But let me tell you that as I shifted my mind, see, a lot of things we think are spiritual are not really spiritual. They are mental, right? It's the brain that's blocking the mind. So when I believed in certain things, I heard my ancestors a certain kind of way. Right? When I was drinking the Kool-Aid about what they are, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, that's how I could hear them. That's what I could receive from them. As I started expanding my mind, I started removing judgments. I started removing resistance, and I'm not done. I'm not done. Not even close. But where I am is I'm able to, at the moment of judgment that I realize I got it. I'm observing myself in it. And I can take that judgment and put it right over there and say, these are my judgments. This is my resistance, and still be able to see clearly outside of it, because it's not my limit. It's just a preference, right? Once I removed all of these, I hear spirits differently. They tell me different things. Why? Because I can receive it now, where I couldn't before. And so over time, I've had different experiences. So that's what this period number 2 is like, when you go into that expansion of your destiny. It's expanded now because you have a new paradigm. You can hear, see, be, do more. So you are awakened to it. So that second period is like that awakening, right? And so as you go through the awakening, then you go into that surrender. Let me see these opportunities now that I'm not stuck on this stuff no more. Okay, shoot, let me do that. So that's the world bridger, right? You done went into death. You done went into the deathlessness. You went into the amenta. And then when you resurrect yourself, you self-generate, come out as the world changer. You go in as the world bridger, come in as a world changer, right? And then finally having the influence on matter and matters. That's a cycle we just finished. Now, what is it just logically, or I'm going to say beyond logic and emotion, right? In full consciousness, does it make sense to do now? Attune all of that. This is a perspective, right? Attune all of that into our force of life, right? Go into a period of remembrance, a period of being inspired, being at resonance with those two cycles. Why? Because now we got 2 cycles after that. We're going to evolve next. That's number 4. And then we're going to have a cycle of preparation, because we're going to do it again and better and greater. Right? And so we're in this cycle number 3, where we are attuning to our life force. And let's look at what that looks like, right? So this first wave spell, let me move this little picture here. Let's see. Okay, so this first one, the red one, that's where we are. That is the serpent wave spell, right? And this serpent wave spell, the wave spell is 13 units, 13 plasmas, 13 earth rotations, right? 13 days, right? That's the translation. And so 10 of those are portals to the past. Now, why would you want to go in the past? Right? Because that's that thing, we need to be in the now. We need to be right here, right now. Right? So what's the significance of going into a past portal? And when we began studying this many years ago, we realized that's why we use the term Sankofa, right? Because Sankofa is you go into the past to move things forward that are beneficial. That's evolution. Right? You can also use these past portals to leave the past in the past. If there is an attitude, a way of thinking, a way of being, a way of living, right, that you need to drop, this is the opportunity to do that as well. Where they say, leave the past in the past. You're still holding on to some old stuff about a person, place, or thing, being vindictive, whatever, still operating in secondary energy as if it is primary. You can use these portals for that too. Leave it in the past. I don't need that no more. Why? Because I'm primary and I'm remembering my life of my force of life as a divine being on earth, right? You can use it. You can also just bask in the energy of each of these archetypes and let them walk you through these past portals. That's a experience I've had over time as well. Right? Each one, that's a past portal. They say, listen, let me show you something. It's like what's that movie? The Scrooge, right? Right? With the Scrooge and the they took the man into the past and and all of that. That's what it's like. Right? Let them open up those portals. Show you what's going on, right? So this is a real okay, I see a question in here. This is a real this is a time where this energy is really high. I see a question in the chat that says, how does someone walk away from their family? And so with that, I think that's something that a lot of people have experienced, especially as we take this walk differently. Like, we different, right? So here I have a couple of perspectives on that, and one of them is, and I'm giving the perspective based on my own experience. And my experience may not be as severe as everyone else or some others that I've heard of. But here's what here is not the severity, it's the technique is still the same. Right? You have to change your mind about you. Right? You can't, as we know, we already know this, right? We know this. This has been repeated over and over again. Right? You can't change anybody. You can just change yourself. The thing is to make a decision. Once you make that decision about what that means, right? The problem with the family, this is usually the issue. Somewhere, even if it's subliminal, depending on who you are in the family, you're the oldest, you're the youngest, you're in the middle, you're in between, whatever. You have a role and a function that has already been predetermined in that family, right? And so what happens is the people in the family, because these are our loved ones, this is our bloodline, these are the people who love, these are the people that support us, even though they, say harsh things to us or, whatever. Generally, what's holding us there, or what makes it so difficult, is because the family, either a person or a group of people, are still holding the authority over what you think. They're still holding your value and your worthiness, and they hold the keys to your emotional self. Now, I know we might not want to hear that. Might say, no, I don't care what they say. As soon as you say that, you care what they say. Yes, you do. It's subliminal. Right? So I would work on the subliminal part. Right? I would work on the subliminal part where who's holding the value? Like even just walk through the last thing that happened that makes you want to walk away from your family. What did they do? What did they say? Right? And then, I'm gonna move on after this, because I know if I start going down this right, then everybody gonna be asking me questions, right? But I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna move on. Y'all gonna have to hit me on email, get a read and do something, right? Okay. But they're gonna ask, what did they do? What did they say? Right? Why does that make you angry? Or why does that make you want to walk away? Right? And you're going to ask that question, and you're going to come to answer, well, because they crazy, they ghetto, and they do this, and they be carrying guns. The baby got guns, and they do this, whatever. Right? I got it. Right? And keep asking yourself that question over and over and over and over again. Right? What's going to happen is you are going to exhaust your conscious mind, your ego. And there's going to be something underlying there. Right? You're going to find out. You have to, and once you make that discovery, then you can make a decision about how you need to operate in your family. But what I found in myself, what I found in coaching others and all of that stuff, for years and years and years and years, amen, right, is that there's an underlying authority that's given to a person, place, or thing in that family that is subliminal, and you're giving way to that. They're still allowed to determine your value and your worthiness. Why? Because they're your family, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not anything to be ashamed or embarrassed about. It's just that once you recognize it, then you can change it. All right. So hopefully that helped. All right. So here we go. So I was talking about allowing these archetypes to walk you through this past, right? Or leaving things in the past. Or how about remembering, right? Remembering through going all the way back to source. Because it's the same thing I said. If you keep going back and back and back and back and back, you're going to find where you come from, right? Which is source, which is the all, the everything, the nothing, and all, nothing and everything all at the same time, right? And then now you go and you remember what it's like, what you decided when you came into the physical formation, right? That force of life. What is that? Right? And then who gets to determine it, right? So as we go through this wave spell group of targeted life force, I might even want to say aware life force, that we are aware of our life force. Why am I saying that, right? Because we start here with the serpent, and then in the middle, we go into the mirror. We see the truth about our force of life. We see the truth about it. Did we really make those decisions that we was just talking about? Ashe, OJ Yemi, the unknown becomes known. Ashe. Yep. This is the thing though about that. You can't go in there knowing everything, thinking you know everything. I know. Right? You ain't gonna. All you gonna get is what you think you know. That unknown, right? That is an emptying space. That is a space where you go in empty and you come out knowing, right? Then so we go into the mirror and we get to see the truth about it. And I always like to say that mirror wave spell, that's when our ass below or our ass below look like our ass above, right? Right? We need to make sure our ass below, what we doing down here, look like what above is, because we have the authority, the priority, right? And we are primary. We can do it, right? Then let's go into the third, and then we go into this third one, which transforms us, so we can play around with this. We gods on earth, goddesses on earth, divine beings on earth, cosmic beings on earth, source on earth. Let's play with it. That's that monkey wave spell. Ashe. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. That's that monkey wave spell. Let's play with it. Right? We are this is a wave spell of magic. We are transforming the life force. Right? We started with remembering our force of life, remembering we come from source. And we are as source. We in the image as source on earth. Then we go through the mirror where our ass below look like our ass above, right? Then we play with it. We use this magic because this universe is malleable. If everything that we have experienced from this point, right? Now, we may say, because of where our mindset has been, we may say that most of our life has been against us. But I think that we're trained and programmed to see it that way. when we change our mind about that, we may see that, you know what? There are a lot of things that have worked out. Have you ever really looked objectively outside of your judgments and your hurts and your pains and your suffering to really look at your life and see that, you know what? I might have had some stuff go on, but for the most part, everything has been beneficiary to me. Right? So if you, but here's the thing, if you can have a whole life, right, of us, if you can have a whole life of pain and suffering and a whole bunch of things that don't go right and you never get what you want and all of that stuff, right? And let's say that's true. Let's say it's true. Well, this transformation and this magic, when you realize you can have it the other way around too. Right? You can change that. You can say, you know what? Not no more. I'm not gonna do that. Right? I'm not doing it. No more. If I can have it this way, I can have it that way. Because it doesn't make a difference. Right? As they say to the universe. But actually, I think it does. I know. Here we go. Here she go. How all of the consciousness books say the universe don't care. Why are you gonna say out your mouth that it do? Right? You not following the script, High Priestess. Right? That is not what the script says. It don't say that. Well, okay, all of it is just a perspective, right? It's just a perspective. I say the universe does care. Why? Because who created the universe? Right? Source. For what? What's the purpose of the universe? Now, it might not care about judgments, but it might care about the creator using this, what do I want to call it? Not necessarily a portal, but an area where it can, this is something that was created so that source could, go into different formations, different frequencies and things like that, including physical. Right? So let me ask you this. It's a womb, right? Let's say it's a womb. These are perspectives. I'm just saying. I know I don't be following the books. All right. It's a perspective. Don't they say that the womb is a universe? Right? Does the womb care about that baby? Oh, it absolutely does. Right? It will even create stem cells. Right? It will create stem cells. It will create, it'll keep bacteria and viruses and all of that stuff out. Right? Is the womb not there for the support of the being that is coming out of it? It absolutely is. Right? So if the womb is like the universe, then it absolutely does care about the well-being of the individuals that are in it, or excuse me, I don't like using individuals anymore. The ones that created it for their usage. This is a perspective. Remember when we talked about the atom? And I said that duality is not necessarily what we think it is. Yeah, I went against the whole, there's an equal and opposing force to everything. I think that's a war concept. The reason I said it is because there are three particles in an atom: a proton, a neutron, and an electron. The proton is the determining factor. And then what comes up against that proton is not an equal. It's not something that opposes. It's something that's neutral, which is the neutron. And then there is an electron. You see, so it's really a something neutral, and it's up, and those two things, that proton and that neutron, hold the weight of the atom. They hold the most weight. So that's primary, and electrons are secondary. Because why? Electrons you can take out this one electron and put another one in, right? Primary and secondary, not equal and opposing. I think what they're talking about equal and opposing is that neutron, right? So this is why I'm saying the universe, or the universe does care. It was created to care. It was created, right, to give us everything that we need in this physical formation. Everything. To help us to remember the force of life of a supreme being on earth. A divine being on earth, a goddess, a god, whatever it is you call it, divine entity. I don't care what the term is. It's our supplier, just like the womb gives you everything you need and more. Right? So, come on. So that it's the judgments, right, that make the difference. You're calling out the judgments and directing your universe in that way. So when we go through this monkey wave spell, right, we have an opportunity to practice magic, or make magic practical, right? Now, this fourth wave spell, this seed, is now where our awareness is going to be targeted, right? See, see how that was transformation there? Another way, just another perspective. It's not about right or wrong, because then there you go with the judgments, right? You shift right there, then you go into this seed wave spell. And that's where now you see where you blossom. Like I said, my perspective is that this seed wave spell is not where you plant them. It's where you see you see the orchard. Because the seed is a finisher, not a beginner. We planted the seeds back here in this wave spell that we're in now, life force. The seeds is where you see it. It says flowering. That ain't just planting. It's showing you where it's blossomed, where that focus has blossomed. Now what you got in your garden? Now, how you, oh, okay, this is how, and then it takes you right into evolution, right? So, let's talk. I missed the chat. I missed the chat because I know some stuff going on in the chat, but I can't look at it because y'all gonna get me on something else. Let's go. Right? So we are on Ken 108, right? The self-existing star, who's gonna show us, talking about completion, finishing things, right? When we're in the yellow, we know that that is finishing, right? Red initiates, white refines, blue transforms, and yellow finishes. So we're going to talk about what does this yellow star, what is, and I say she, I'm thinking about Kim 108, right? Looking at, thinking about Rachel, right? What is the star finishing? Yep. So it says, we define in order to beautify, measuring art. We seal the store of elegance with the self-existing tone of form, and we are guided by the power of flowering, and we are galactic activation portals of beauty, art, elegance. The tone of form and the power of flowering enter us. Ashe. So let's see what 108 got to say about what I just said, right? So let me show you something real quick though. Let me show you something real quick here with the wave spell. Go to this first one, this red one, right? When we started here, and I love those slides, Priestess Moon, I'm gonna need to have, I'm gonna have to holler at you about them slides, right? I'm gonna need them slides. You had earlier. Right? So you go to this first one, right? This first one on this is Ken 105, right? That says, I unify, become one with in order to survive. And again, look at the etymology. Survive means to be super vital, right? I become one with the supreme vitality. Right. Thank you. Right. I'm one with supreme vitality. That's how I get down. That's how we get down. But that's how we're about to open up these portals, by being super vital, by being unified with that. Right. Attracting the instincts, the inner stinctual, right? Not inner stink, not being stank, right? Right? The attracting instincts, the instincts, divine instincts, right? How do we know that they're divine? I seal the store of life force, right? I'm remembering the force of life. My force of life. Where does it come from? How do I know it's divine? If I had the Hollow Mind Perceiver chart up here, and you saw where the red serpent comes from, what court the red serpent is in, it's in the court of knowledge, right? And if we had the hollow womb receiver up here, it'd be off the chart, right? Because you would see, we were just talking about the womb is a universe, and there ain't not one. Well, I ain't gonna say there ain't no mothers that don't care, but let's say mothers in their right mind, when they are carrying their child, they all about that universe, that uterus. And so is the father, making sure that it's undisturbed, right? And that the mother that's carrying the universe gets everything that they want and need, and that they are emotionally supported, right? So where does the serpent fit into that? The first archetype that gets the energy from the primal force, which is, we call that one the big mama, that's the dragon. The first one that gets a transmission is the serpent. That's why it's life force. It gets it from the primal force. The primal force creates all of the archetypes. And the first one it sends energy to is the life is the serpent. So you can remember your life force. You can remember where you come from. So you come from me. So your force of life is my force of life. Right? Or we come from we. Right? So we don't think about things hierarchically. Right? It's the specialty. But this is where we come from, the primal force. And so it sends that message to the serpent. Serpent say, okay, yeah, I got it. I'm super vital. When I'm in my physical form, I got it, big mama. I'm super vital. That's how I get down. I do this all day, every day. Ask Mama Tahita. Okay. And Brother Amun. All day, every day. They are extra. They don't even have, I was gonna say that, like that Energizer money, they don't even have no batteries. They just be going, right? Right. So that force of life, right, gets it from Big Mama. Now, who else? Can't nobody tell you nothing else after your Big Mama tell you. Oh, we super vital, and we remember our force of life. No problem. Can't tell you nothing after that, right? We seal the store of life force with the magnetic tone of purpose. We magnetize. Now we magnetize our purpose. That's what we're remembering as we go through this wave spell, these portals. Right? We're magnetizing our purpose and got it by our own power double. Right? Then we go right into deathless. Guess what? Guess who else is in the wave spell? In the court of knowledge. The World Bridger. That's the next one. That's the white one. And all this is, it says is lunar, and it's like, ooh, Lunar Turner challenge and blah, 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 right? No, it says, listen, just remember that you're immortal. Right after life comes death. Lessness. Right? If you're immortal, you can go down there anytime. Go and call it Leg Bun them. Tell them, go and get Ampu in them. Ampu Wat. Oh, yeah. Right? Tell them come show you some stuff. Take you through this portal. Right? So you can stabilize these opportunities. And if you break down that word opportunity, right? Opportunity is a portal, right? And they said led by spirit. That's why, everything here is maritime, right? They said opportunity was when the wind was there and guided the boat to the port. That's opportunity. Right? So we stabilize it. Then if you go into, and then the next one, the Kin 107, right? Shout out to Robin, Kin 107, who then activates this into the avatar. So we come up out of deathlessness and we go right into our avatar. All three of these are in the court of knowledge. All of them being fed by the dragon. All three of them. Life, death, and the avatar. Life and death in the avatar. What is that creating? An immortal. Because the blue hand sits in the seat of power in the court of knowledge. And it's being fed by all of them. How can you feed life and death? in an immortal avatar that has the full knowledge to accomplish anything they want to on earth. These portals are telling us to remember it, right? So all four of these, right? All four of these are storage. They are all remembering, right? Once that avatar gets it, it passes it on to Kim 108, which is who we gonna be talking about in a moment here. Right? It's all I'm saying. Remember this life force. Remember the force of life. Remember where you come from. Right? That term they use, blessed and highly favored. Oh, absolutely. Right? But it's coming from a different perspective. This is why you get to define your force of life or remember it, right? So then once the avatar gets it, it says, listen, I don't even know what to do next. The star said, I know. You know what I'm saying? I know what to do. Now the star is storage, but it's in the court of compassion. Say, I know the way. I have the compass. I know the way. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Once it's in your avatar, let me show you how to do this in beauty and elegance. It's an art to being goddess, God, creator, most high, divine entity, whatever you want to call it, on earth, in the physical. There's an art to this. Let me show you how to define it. All right, so let's go to the other slides. Y'all all right? The star got me talking. Come on, star. Okay, come on, 108. All right. So the yellow self-existing star defines the art of life force, right? It says, we define, right? Define, if you look at it, right? It has that fine in it. Comes from the word finish. We finish. I told you, the yellow is they done. They finish. There is nothing else after that except to go into the next level of initiating something, right? So this yellow star is finishing the cycle of remembering the life force and is saying, let's put it into how we are to, right? So we define, right? We finish in order to beautify. We finish and make it beautiful, right? Because we naturally are. Anybody that is in their full joy, and it's not about what they have, what they look like, what celebrity they are, but just have you just been around someone who is just in their natural joy? They are beautiful. The best place to start is children. They're beautiful, right? Think about little babies, right? It is the little babies, like you might see, baby, they got a patch of hair over here, one over there, right? They don't even have all their hair yet. Some of them missing teeth, right? Ain't they just they gorgeous? Some of them, no, the newborns don't have teeth, right? No teeth, and they smile and they just. But in an adult, we be like, "Ooh," right? Beautiful. Right? So you make it beautiful. Measuring art, how we art. We finish this. We make it into who we are. And it's a beautiful thing. to remember you come from source, to remember that you were born from a womb called the universe that does care if you make it, that will provide a little stem cell even when you outside, right? Give you a little stem cell. Oh man, this one think I don't care. Let me create a stem cell over here so they know, right? And we call those things miracles. The things that happen when you, if you pray, if you meditate, if you focus, if you call forth, whatever it is, right? That's that universal womb. Say, yeah, shoot, you made me. You don't even remember that you made me. How about that? And you talking about you blessed and highly favored. You made me. I'm the one that's blessed and highly favored. I work for you. I'm the universe. I work for you. You made me. Because you come direct. You come before universes. And, whatever, parallel this and all, everywhere, anything you can think of, all the words, you came before the words. I work for you. How about changing your mind about that? I know it's hard concept because we ain't been programmed like that. We've been programmed that we got to beg and plead. And it's hard, and sometimes it's hard, right? Because we're fighting against these secondaries that say, no, you don't. How dare you? It's still a secondary. It is not of equal force. So if something comes to you with that kind of force, you say, well, shit, if that can come at me with that kind of force, then I must have 10 times that force. Because I'm the primary. I'm up in here with the neutron. I'm primary. Matter of fact, I created the damn atom. What? Okay, I know. Listen, y'all know I be cussing when when I get real spiritual, I be cussing. Okay. It just comes out. I'm not trying to make it come out, right? I know. Yeah, you trying to get me going so I can cuss, right? I know. I feel you. Okay, we still the store of elegance. Elegance comes from the word elegere. I might be saying it wrong. It means to select, to be selective, right? So we're remembering that this life is a choice. You get to decide. And maybe you need to rearrange the way you think about things. Hopefully, we rethinking this whole universe thing. The universe do care. It give me some stem cells anytime I need it because I was a baby in the womb as source. And I created it when I was whole, not individual. Now, here's the thing. When I say you created it, don't separate yourself from everybody else and say, yeah, me. It don't work like that. Right? It don't work like that. That's the ego. Right? All is one and one is all. It's a whole thing. Right? However, the more and more of us, right, that change our minds about this, right, it starts to spread and we all become whole, right? With the self-existing tone of form, right, which we now we are determining this form, right? We are guided by the power of flowering. What did I say about that flowering, that seed, right? We are directed by where we focus our awareness. So if we changed how we focus our awareness, then now we're remembering something different. We have more awareness, and we know where to focus, and we're going to allow these portals to take us into the next period, right? Which is the process of life force. Let me show you what it looks like. That's what we're going on the next plasma, right? Where the moon is going to be off the charts. It's going to be in power and command of the flow, right? So let's go. So here we are. Oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, I had this on here the whole time. Okay. I didn't even realize that. Okay, real quick. I'm going to just show you real quick. If you can see up at the top, go up to the top, right? Where you see the uterus, right? You can see the uterus and fallopian tubes. This is the court that I was talking about. This is the court of knowledge, right? And you can see at the top, that's the dragon, that first red one. Over to the side, that is the serpent, right? That's the one that gets fed first from the dragon. Then the one that gets the second one is the world bridger, and then they all start sending everything up to that blue one, which is the hand. That's the avatar. That's why I say we put it in our avatar. And then the avatar also gets a shot from the mirror that reflects the truth and the order, putting it into the avatar. This is why we're able to remember who we are, where we come from, and we have the authority, the priority, and the seniority to operate beyond our conditions all day, every day. Now, it is a practice. It's a practice, right? Let's look at this soul circle real quick. All right. The soul circle, right, of the star, right? We said the star is the way shower, right? So the star, the mind of the star is the mirror, which reflects the true order of things. This is why on this plasma, we have Kim 108 closing this out. Let me show you this life force. Listen, I can show you better than I can tell you, because I have the mind of the cosmos, right? And the true order of things. That's why I can close out the remembrance of life force. We're going to put this into an art. How we going to move? What did I tell you? I tell you how I got it, right? Look at the emotional body for the star, right? It's the Skywalker. The Skywalker is destiny, prophecy. If you have all of that working for you, right? What else do you have to do except play with it, right? The way you show up is the blue monkey who has the magic, right, of working with illusions, working with the universe, seeing past illusions, making them, playing with them, absorbing them, getting rid of them, whatever it is, whatever you decide. That's how the star shows up, right? The star, and I didn't mention this in the beginning, but the star channels spirit. It channels the wind. That's why it got me up here talking, right? Just talking, right? The star channels the wind, channels spirit, communication, communion, right? So, question on the table: have you defined your art of living? Hopefully, I gave you some perspectives on that, some things that we can tweak. It definitely has been my honor and my pleasure. I love y'all. I do want to remind you all of this 13 tones of creation. Like I said, last time I taught this class live was in 2024. Okay. And some of you have been asking and asking and asking. So I'm going to be doing this starting, and actually it should be April 12th. We're going to do it we're going to use our Sunday slot at 9 a.m. for this. If you are interested, go ahead, go to the website, go to our events page, go RSVP. We'll give you all the information, the different ways that you can pay, or you can just go to the website and look under, it says self-study. But you can go under there if you need a payment plan or something like that. That's where you go and you book it directly from the website. If you do it direct with me today, I will give you a discount, but I need you to RSVP or email, and we can give you some more information about it. It definitely has been my honor and my pleasure. I just love doing this. I never know what's going to happen when we get on these sessions, but it's always a joy to be here, and love y'all, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Hotel.
My goodness, I just realized you couldn't hear me. I'm just talking and talking and talking, and y'all could not hear me. Hopefully you can hear me now. I I hope you can hear me now. Ah, oh, I was saying thank you to everyone. Thank you to you for coming in here, sharing your Kinergy with us, this plasma, the questions, the collaboration in the chat, the acknowledgments. Definitely give thanks to Baba Ken 38, my bruh Mira, to giving me this opportunity to be in the space and share my knowledge. Has been a couple of years, I believe, or more since I've been on the platform to bring in the intro, but it was fun. It was fun. He better not make it a habit of going on vacation, but he deserves that time off, like we heard High Priestess say. I also say thank you to Ken 181 being dedicated and devoted to bringing us the oracle reading as she does so wonderfully and powerfully and genuinely. But no greater thanks is given to our high priestess, Ma'ayim Makaru. Amen. Bringing in those nuggets, sharing in that truth, blowing in that spiritual wisdom. Yeah, she ain't religious, but she sure enough be up in those ethers, right? So I give thanks to you, high priestess. And definitely you can 108. Happy galactic return again. Yes, 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 for gracing us with your energy, your kinergy, your synergy this dawning with reading that BMU. We want to make sure all of you know, okay? Be it on a plasma that we are here in this space, you are definitely welcome to come on the stage and read. Let us know by sending an email to chant calls at melanatedimmortals.com if you ever desire to read your kin, your archetype, the kin of the plasma, and or chant with us on the nights that we have our chant calls. Let us know by sending an email, and we will definitely put you on the calendar for that purpose. In and of the same, y'all make sure you give back to us, support, because we're here every single heptad, at least 3 times or 2 times on a regular during the heptad, and then every 13 days for the Way Spell Word. Make sure you share, give back so that we can keep this platform going and allowing you that time and space to come in freely. And so, this is like, you're not paying a membership, right? Or if you are giving on the regular, technically that is you giving into a membership, but we're trusting you to hold integrity, to give back to the community and help us fulfill this mission of Mimic as we do shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population. All right, do that above and beyond any and everything else. We are grateful. Y'all enjoy the rest of your plasmas. Peace, love, and a whole lot of light.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming, 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. The logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooded, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating, feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I read Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all averages like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.